welcome to this guide. This is yet another video from Shamba, and today we are going to look at the Insights tool. The Insights tool is to enable you visualize information of your area of interest. So basically, you can use this tool to explore an area, know whether or carry out some analysis, know whether there's something, for example, fire that has happened in that area before. Carry out some analysis on your area of interest. You can explore the datasets that are available. You can choose the theme that you need to carry out the analysis for, and you're basically able to view the outputs on this platform directly after setting the various parameters. So as you can see on this side, we have the various parameters. So we have the boundaries, which is basically the region into which you want to carry out a process. The thematic areas, we have the data sets, which of course are dependent on the theme. So if you select the theme here, it will of course load the bands option. There's the date, there's the statistics, and then you can run the application or the analysis. Then on the right side here, you have the map, you have the base map. The default base map is the Google Maps. You also have the satellite map, and of course some controls for zoom in and zoom out. Right, so with that, let's try and carry out a sample process. So let me zoom in to Kenya. For example, let me come here, or maybe we can use the Mount Kenya. So let me zoom into Kenya, and this is basically Mount Kenya. Let's set some parameters here. So you select the region. So there are two options under boundaries. So you can basically have a user drawn boundary, or you can just paste the GeoJSON for the boundary on this section here. So the first bit, let's just draw an area. So user drawn boundary. So the cursor changes, and of course you can draw around this area. Okay, like that. Let me actually cut, and then you finish the boundary. So upon finishing the boundary, of course the boundary will be zoomed to. So of course the boundary, it will be focused, and then you have it there, and then you can select the theme here. So we can say, for example, you want to look at something like vegetation, because it's basically a forest. You want to see what happens, and then under data set, we can select, for example, Sentinel-2. Okay, so upon selecting a data set, you can see some parameters have been added onto this widget. So you know the data set, you know the scale, image capture frequency, which is basically the return time for that satellite or for that sensor, and of course there's a more information link which you can read more about this data set. Then from there, you can just select the band. So under Sentinel-2, we have NDVI and EVI. So we select NDVI, for example, like that. And then of course we can select a time frame. So the selection date, so by default it's October, the month of October last year. So we can either leave it that way, or we can adjust to our times. So let's leave it for that. And then we select a statistic, which I'll go for mean. And then after that, there's the view result down here, which is by default checked, which means you'll see the results appear on this window. So then I click run. So upon clicking run, so the process is running, and again, so I can see a chart has been generated showing me the NDVI values. So from basically October 10th to October 25th, and I can see the various or the values and the images. So this is basically where data has been found. So these are dates. The three are basically dates where NDVI information can be shown on. So down here you see the select image. So basically it will show you a number of images, which are basically the total number of the dots that appear on this chart. So from there, let me select the middle one. If I click on it like that, that image is loaded onto this section. So there's a legend down here which shows you the various value representation. So there's low to high, red displaying or representing the low, and green representing the high. Okay, so if I zoom in, let me zoom out. I don't know why it doesn't. I think my network is a bit low, but basically, as you can see, there's some output that we are able to see here. Not sure why it's not loading for the entire boundary. Probably there is the issue of the network, but basically that's how the tool works. So the image is processed on the fly, and we are able to see the output in this section. So probably you could try it with a smaller area, which I think I've drawn a very huge area. That's why probably the data set is a bit heavy for my network, but basically that's how you are able to carry out or to view various insights for an area of interest before you proceed with the other kind of analysis. So that's it. Cheers.